Welcome to the graduation ceremony honoring the Campbell Law School class of 2021. My name is Morgan Dunn, and I'm the Student Bar Association President. On behalf of our class, we would like to thank everyone for being here to celebrate our accomplishments. Thank you to the administration for all of your hard work that you've invested into us over the last 3 years and today. Let us pray. Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us safely here today. Thank you for rolling the clouds away and taking the rain so that we can celebrate. Thank you for all of your blessings and bringing us to this point. And please help us to have a wonderful celebration today. Amen.
Thank you, Morgan. Welcome to the 43rd hooding and graduation ceremony for Campbell University's Norman Adrian Wiggins School of Law. And I must add that today is the fitting end to a pandemic year, having to make a quick decision with limited data, with no idea whether it would actually work out, but it has. So welcome. Today is the culmination of a seemingly endless amount of hard work, preparation, and sacrifice. We celebrate your accomplishments to date. We look forward as we watch you launch your new careers. Judging me on the platform today are several distinguished guests and leaders that will participate in our celebration of the class of 2021. Bringing us our commencement address today is the man who has ably steered our state through one of the most difficult years any of us have ever experienced, our Governor, Roy Cooper. From Campbell University, our hardworking president, Dr. Bradley Creed, our able Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, Dr. Mark Hammond, the supportive chair of the Campbell University Board of Trustees, himself a graduate of our law school, Mr. Ben Thompson, my talented Associate Dean of Academic Affairs, Dan Tilley, who will be our name caller this morning, and Professor Olivia Weeks, veteran chair of our Honors and Awards Committee, who will distribute diplomas and who has virtually taught all of you how to hood. Frequently, I say, and I do mean, that I have the best administrative staff of any law dean in the country, and I would like all of them, my deans and administrative staff, whether on stage or in the audience, to stand and be recognized. And I would particularly like to thank my graduation committee, and particularly its chair, my registrar, Dr. Connie Shipman Newsom, for the enormous planning that has gone into today. So, graduates, today is a transitional point in your lives. For the rest of your days, no matter what you are doing, whether you are a prosecutor or a public defender, a civil litigator or a criminal defense attorney, a judge, a corporate officer, a government official, or a parent at home raising children, when the question is asked, what do? You are now entitled to proudly answer, I am a lawyer. As the father of 5, the main lesson I have learned is that your children learn their values more from watching what you do than from listening to what you say. I expect the same may be largely true of you graduates today. It is the way in which this outstanding faculty, both permanent and adjunct, has taught, mentored, and interacted with you that will largely determine the values you take into your new profession. To the extent that you perceive law as a calling, it is because that you have noticed that all of us view it that way. And if, as we hope, kindness, civility, and respect mark the way in which you conduct your legal career, it will be because that was the way you were treated here. And if you hold yourselves to the highest standards of legal excellence, I hope it will be because you watched us as individuals do the same. I would like to ask my superb faculty, both permanent and adjunct, to stand. And to give your families the chance to express your appreciation for the extraordinary legal education they have provided you. And now let me offer the podium to Mr. Thompson to welcome you on behalf of Campbell University.
Good morning, Governor Cooper, distinguished guests, graduates, family members, and friends. On behalf of the Campbell University Board of Trustees, I would like to welcome you to this graduation ceremony. This is indeed a wonderful day to be together and to celebrate. To the members of the graduating class, we celebrate this day with you and recognize that this moment in time is the culmination of years of hard work. While it's been many years since I sat at my law school graduation, I can still remember the excitement and a little bit of nervousness as I thought about the moment and, more importantly, what was I going to do next. To be honest, I went to my law school graduation with the knowledge that I had to start the bar review course the very next day. Despite knowing this and realizing that I was going to spend the next 10 weeks of my life studying for the bar exam, it really didn't dampen my spirits. As a member of the charter class of this law school, I realized that we had already achieved so much just to be at graduation, and I knew that Campbell had prepared me for the next step. Graduates, while this is indeed a day of celebration, it is most likely a time of relief. As to say to yourself, I made it, I know that you would think about what you had to do to overcome obstacles during this journey. Not only have you successfully completed your law school work and done so in an unprecedented time, perhaps the understatement of the day is the COVID-19 pandemic has had an impact on nearly every aspect of my life for the past 14 months. Most certainly, this pandemic affected your educational experiences in ways that we cannot begin to understand or imagine. Be assured that we deeply appreciate both your flexibility and resilience as the administration, faculty, and staff have worked together with our Board of Trustees to ensure, as best as we could, the safest campus and learning experience possible. As we charted through this unknown course together, thank you for your patience and persistence leading up to the completion of your work and this graduation day. I know that it has been a difficult time, but I'd like to think that if you can successfully complete your work here during this environment, there's nothing you cannot do. As you celebrate today, never forget the family members and loved ones that not only help make your education possible for you, but have also provided love and support during your educational journey, and especially during this last 3 years. The mere fact that we are having an in-person graduation today is a triumph over what at times seemed to be insurmountable challenges, including the weather this morning. Indeed, the fact that we are here today in this venue to honor our graduates is a reason for gratitude, hope, and celebration. Graduates, we are confident that you are prepared for your work in the legal trenches, and the experiences that you have had at Campbell will have a positive influence on you during your careers. You now join the ranks of thousands of others who have graduated from this law school and gone out into the world to make their mark. Never forget that you are a Campbell lawyer, and we expect you to carry out the long-standing tradition of superb advocacy, care, and respect for your clients and professions in everything that you do. Our law school has served you well as you have been trained by some of the finest professors in the country. They have led you by their example. Now it's your time to lead. As you join the ranks of Campbell lawyers throughout North Carolina and our country, we ask that you continue to honor the traditions and values you have been taught and forever make us Campbell proud. You are joining a wonderful profession. Again, we congratulate you on this achievement. We extend to you our best wishes as you study for and take the bar examination, and we wish you Godspeed as you begin what I know will be an outstanding and rewarding legal career. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. And the sun comes. Our distinguished speaker today is a native of Nash County. He left for Chapel Hill as a Morehead Scholar at the University of North Carolina and stayed there to earn his law degree. He returned home to Nash County to practice law, but quickly became a major player in the life of our state as a member of the North Carolina House of Representatives and the North Carolina Senate. In 2000, he began the first of his 4 terms as our Attorney General. In that position, he was an advocate for families. He partnered with law enforcement and school administrators to make schools safer and help protect victims of domestic violence and stalking. He worked to put predatory lenders out of business and to help families fend off telemarketers. In 2016, he was elected to his first term as governor and re-elected last year. No governor in our history has ever been more challenged than he has been during the pandemic. He has protected our state calmly and thoughtfully with a data-driven approach that has ignored political considerations. We are able to be gathered here today because of his wisdom. When most folks talk about our governor, they often recount as his signature accomplishment that in his long career, he has never lost a single election. I do not agree. I think his greatest accomplishment is that he is the first governor ever to marry a Campbell Law graduate. Our fabulous First Lady, Kristen Cooper, a loyal supporter of our school and a member of my Board of Visitors. He, the First Lady, and their 3 daughters bring grace and dignity to our state. It is my pleasure to offer the podium for remarks to my good friend and a great North Carolinian, His Excellency, the Governor of North Carolina, Roy Cooper.
Well, thanks so much, Dean Leonard, and the sun is out, and it is a beautiful day, and I'm delighted to be with all of you. Having to be in the bullpen for a little while longer as starting pitcher moved back my schedule for an hour, so I will have to leave right after I speak. But I'm delighted to be here with my friend, Dean Rich Leonard. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for the service that you have provided, not only this great law school, but our state. Thank you to the faculty and to the staff and to the trustees, and particularly the families that are here today. Usually at a graduation, you're trying to see your student. They're sitting right with you. This may be one of those changes that are permanent. I'd also like to thank the many Campbell Law alumni for their numerous contributions to our state. Dean Leonard mentioned my wife, Kristen, the class of '82, volunteer guardian ad litem attorney and for the research division of the General Assembly, and was the proud recipient of the Campbell Law Robinson Everett and Algernon Sidney Sullivan Award. She is so grateful for this law school, and I am too. I want to recognize a special guest. I'm very proud of my Secretary of Commerce, Michelle Sanders, who is here, but maybe more importantly, her soon-to-be Campbell Law grad, Robin Sanders, class of 2021. So glad you're here. And about this class of 2021, looking at your pro bono work, looking at your Law Review's first edition dedicated to social justice and racial disparities, the National Mock Trial and Civil Trial Competition winners, a lot of great work. So much more has been done by this class under difficult circumstances. I thought about what I could say to you guys on this special day, and the first criteria was brevity. Now, that means I had to spend some time on it. President Woodrow Wilson said, if I'm to speak 10 minutes, I need a week of preparation. If I am needed to speak for an hour, I am ready now. You better be glad it took me a week to get ready. But as future lawyers, take the time to be concise and impactful, whether it's a brief, an oral argument, or a speech to the Rotary Club. And by the way, I wrote this speech. I'm reminded of Lyndon Baines Johnson, the former president, when he was in the Senate. His speechwriter hated him because Johnson was always critical of every speech that he had written. Well, the senior speechwriter was retiring. It was his last day. He knew Johnson would be in a hurry. Johnson came through the office. Speechwriter handed in the speech, leaned back like this. Johnson went down to the floor of the Senate, started giving a great speech. How are we going to feed the poor? How are we going to lower taxes? How are we going to provide for a strong military? How are we going to balance the budget? Flipped it over to page 2 and said, go ahead and tell them how, hotshot. So, My staff wouldn't do that to me, surely, but I did write the speech. It was fantastic when Campbell Law moved to Raleigh. I was serving as Attorney General at the time, and all of state government benefited from the volunteer interns from this law school, many of whom worked hard, proved themselves, and were later hired. I know those of you today chose law school for different reasons. I want to suggest how you might use your degree and your law license to help you live what I call a life of purpose. I grew up working on a farm in eastern North Carolina every summer until I went to college. Jack Owens in Nash County worked with me, so he can testify. His daughter is graduating today, too. I learned 3 things out in that tobacco patch: hard work, dedication, really wanted a job with air conditioning. And I appreciate the people giving me that opportunity. My dad, who made me work on that farm, was a lawyer, but he wanted me to be a doctor, while I wanted to be an NBA basketball player. Now, in high school, I did play for Northern Nash. Our rival high school was Rocky Mount. They happened to have a guy by the name of Phil Ford on their team at the time. Greatest point guard in UNC history, National Player of the Year. My claim to fame is not any of this, not being governor. My claim to fame is that one Friday night in the Rocky Mount High School gym, I, Roy Cooper, blocked Phil Ford's shot. Phil got 52 points that night, but not 54. Well, I wasn't good enough to play basketball for a living, and I didn't want to be a doctor. So I went to law school because I liked the idea of having a graduate degree that is so versatile. With this degree from Campbell Law, you will be able to do amazing things. I started out in a general practice firm in Rocky Mount, doing everything from real estate to domestic to criminal work. I ended up doing mostly civil litigation. For 18 years, I represented small businesses and everyday people. In one of my cases, I got irritated at a law that I thought ought to be changed. So I decided to run against the incumbent legislator and get elected to the General Assembly to change it. And I did. And that's when I knew that I wanted to use my law degree to help change my state and its policies for the better. I believe that that was my purpose. I went on to become Attorney General, and just for an example, I saw during that time Western North Carolina's air quality, their health, the majestic mountain views were being marred by air pollution from the Tennessee Valley Authority coal-fired plants. Trees were dying on Mount Mitchell. Frustration was building. After asking nicely and being rebuffed, I sued the TVA using a novel legal theory of a public nuisance by a regulated entity. We won. And the TVA had to significantly reduce emissions from their coal-fired plants. And today, the views are much clearer, and there are dozens of significantly cleaner air days per year, according to scientists. And on Mount Mitchell, the trees are back, alive, and well, which is something park rangers will proudly tell you, sometime with a tear in their eye. And as governor, my law degree has come in handy again with disputes involving constitutional balance of power, election laws, and using executive authority to save lives during a global pandemic. So here you are, about to graduate, in a year unlike any we have seen in a generation. I guess a lot of your time has been spent in remote classes in law school. And I know you've had other challenges. For some of you, it's been sickness. For some, caring for parents. For some, caring for children. For some, it's experiencing a death close to you. But now you are here. You have made it. You have plowed through the hardship. Maybe you had some luck. You know, I knew someone right out of law school, a young prosecutor who was trying his first DWI case, trying to get a conviction. And it was in a county where a court reporter that everybody loved and had been doing it for decades, had begun to have little loss of hearing. And you know, the court reporter takes down everything that's said in the courtroom. And so what he would do from time to time to a witness or the judge or even lawyers say, "What was that you said?" Well, this young prosecutor, very nervous, put his defendant on the stand and said, "Mr. Jones, how many beers did you have that night?" He said, 2. The court reporter said, "How many was that?" He said, "Well, maybe 3 or 4. So that prosecutor had a little bit of luck. I suspect, though, that luck hasn't played that large a role in your accomplishment today, and it is a real accomplishment. You're about to become part of the most distinguished, honorable, and consequential profession of all. Attorney at law, Juris Doctor, officer of the court. That is a big deal. Hey, so what do you do now? Some of you know. Some of you don't yet. There is a world of opportunity for you. So I won't talk about the what, but I do want to say something about the how. I want you to ask yourself, in whatever I do, how can I live a life of purpose? How can I make sure that what I do has meaning? These are my thoughts. First, live with integrity. As an officer of the court, you will be charged with doing justice. You will be charged with upholding the integrity of our legal system. Most of the time, the rules will be clear. Sometimes they won't be. When you're not, and when the rules are not, and you're not sure, talk to other lawyers you respect. Get opinions and advice from the bar. Talk to some of the faculty that you had in law school. Listen to, develop, use, and cherish your moral compass. Perhaps in no other profession are people more tempted than in the legal profession. And perhaps in no other profession can more damage be done by cheating. If you're in practice involving real estate or personal injury or business transactions, millions of dollars may flow through your trust account, and you will have the power to write checks. Other times you'll have a case where a client that you're representing doesn't pay you on time. What will be the quality of your work? You'll have a case that you really want to win for yourself and your client very badly. Can you cut that corner? Doing the right thing can be hard. The French philosopher Denis Diderot said, "There is no moral precept that does not have something inconvenient about it." He's right. Your knowledge of the law is important. Your devotion to the rules of ethics essential. Your possession of a moral compass is divine. Second, get consumed in causes greater than yourself. For some, it's family. For some, it's their faith in God. For some, it's charity. For some, it's public service. For some, it's all of these and more. If our only purpose is to serve ourselves, see how much money we can make, see how much power and fame we can amass, see how far we can climb the ladder, see how fancy our car and our house can be, we can find ourselves lonely and unfulfilled and wondering, is this all there is? Third, learn from loss. That means we have made an attempt. If we do our best and learn from defeat, there is tomorrow. Didn't realize I'd put so many sports analogies in here, but in our high school homecoming game, I threw a pick-6 interception, and we lost that football game 7-0. My fault. My loss. I learned that you can't tip off to the cornerback exactly where and when you're going to throw it. And I learned there's another game next week. I've lost some policy battles as governor, temporarily. Losing can prepare us to live graciously with the victories that will come because we learn from loss. Fourth, take the long view. A life of purpose is not microwave popcorn. A life of purpose takes time and some patience. A life of purpose encounters frustrations, setbacks, and adversaries. The abolitionist Theodore Parker said it first, but the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. coined the phrase, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice." I hope and I believe that that is true. Fifth, read. Today it's easier than ever to watch it instead of read it. I fall victim to that myself. Instagram and Twitter are okay, especially if you link it to quality journalism. But a life of purpose is often led by the world outside our daily routine, discovered through reading. Make it a point to read about what people around the world are thinking, saying, feeling, and doing, what they are going through, how they tackle challenges throughout our history and today. A life of purpose invariably requires you to persuade people to do things that they wouldn't decide to do on their own. So you need that knowledge. Sixth, be nice. That's right. How does that help frame a purpose in life? In my experience, people respond better to nice people. And lives of purpose mostly can't succeed alone. It takes a team. It takes collaboration. In today's world of harsh language and name-calling, which many of us have engaged in from time to time, we all need to step back, be more civil, be nice. Seventh, insist on finding the truth. Keep your mind open. Don't fall for lies and conspiracy theories used by people trying to make you mad, make you afraid, and make you do things that may be against your very own interest. Eighth, try to stand in the shoes of others before you act. Try to see things from their perspective. My preacher tells me that a lot. Doing this can make a real difference when it comes to issues of race, gender, economic status, or even political thought. Our willingness to try to understand and feel where others are coming from can help bring us more equity, more justice, and more success in our quest for a life of purpose. Ninth, explore your faith. Some of you are in different places on your faith journey. I know I was in a very different place when I graduated from law school than I am now. Keep at it. Read, ask questions. Faith can be a constant guide and rock. These observations are simple, obvious, but they are often hard. But they matter. And with a JD from Campbell Law, you are well armed for a life of purpose. Today, our state, our nation, our democracy face great challenges of leadership. But this class is cause for optimism, that you will bring a sense of purpose in all of your endeavors. Thank you very much. God bless all of you. God bless your families, and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor, for those inspirational remarks. As the Governor indicated, because of our delay in the press of his other business, he's required to take his leave. But we're so honored that he gave his time for us today. Let me now call to the podium Dr. Creed and Provost Hammond for remarks, presentation of candidates, and conference of degrees.
Thank you, Dean Leonard, and we certainly thank our wonderful Governor Roy Cooper for taking time out of his busy schedule to be here today. Well, the sun is out. I think that's a good sign. And it occurred to me the last time I was at an outdoor graduation was at my high school graduation in the Tomato Bowl, which was the football stadium in Jacksonville, Texas. At that time, Gerald Ford was in the 9th month of his presidency. The Pittsburgh Steelers had won the Super Bowl. All in the Family was the #1 television program on TV, and disco, unfortunately, was wafting its way over the radio. So a lot has happened in that period of time. You will remember this day. You will remember this day because it is an exclamation point on a very significant accomplishment that you have dreamed about and you've prayed for. And there are people here with you today who've lifted you up to carry you to this place. One of the problems with these robes here is that they're too hot when the temperature is higher. But the biggest problem is they're really not big enough to get all the people inside of it that need to be here who've helped you be at this point in your life. And I congratulate you. You'll remember this day because the governor was here. There's a lot that we would like to forget from this past year, would we not? But maybe if, among other things, we've instantiated the Latin motto of our university, ad astra per aspera, to the stars through difficulty. You've seen what an extra measure of resilience will bring about. And what you've all gone through over this last year and through the past 3 years together will serve you well in the days ahead. Because certainly, just as the sun has come out today, there are more challenges awaiting, but with those come unparalleled opportunities. So I congratulate you because you've taken the road less traveled. Not everybody can do this, but you've also taken the road more extended. It's taken you a little longer to get to this place. So we are proud of you, graduates. We wish you Godspeed. And remember, those who know greatness are those who've found how to serve. So use your skills and your knowledge as professionals to lead, to serve, and to add to the common good and human flourishing. I'd like to invite to the podium now our Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, Dr. Mark Hammond, who will help me in conferring the degrees.
Good morning, and now the moment you all been waiting for. Will all candidates for degrees please stand now? At this time, President J. Bradley Creed will confer the degree upon you as presented in the graduation program. You will then present yourself for the degree as you are recognized. Dr. Creed, upon the recommendation of the Dean and faculty of the Norman Adrian Wiggins School of Law and the Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost of the University, we hereby present the candidates for the degrees as presented in the graduation program.
Thank you, Dr. Hammond. And upon the recommendation of the Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost and the Dean and faculty of the Norman Adrian Wiggins School of Law, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree as presented in the graduation program with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. And Amtrak agrees with me. Congratulations, graduates, and please be seated.
And now let me call to the podium my good friend and the law school's Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, who will direct you in hooding and in the presentation on the stage to receive your diploma. Dean Tilley.
I now have the honor of presenting for hooding and for the awarding of the Juris Doctor degrees the members of the class of 2021. The purple hood reflects attainment of the doctoral degree of law throughout the nation. Today, you will be hooded in place by your loved ones. Dean Leonard will present each graduate with a diploma on stage. Professor Weeks has asked that you please remain in order, and I appreciate you following her orders so I don't get in trouble. The 100th Psalm implores all of the earth to make a joyful noise unto the Lord. This is a joyful moment, so please clap, shout, hug, and be joyful. And now it is time for our graduates. Jordan Ariana Arroyo, Calhoun Advocacy Award, Order of the Barristers. Caitlin Elizabeth Autry. Benjamin Theory Idlet, magna cum laude, Order of Old Kivett. James Patrick Bailey, Jr., cum laude. Erin Marie Barker, summa cum laude, Richard A. and Nikki A. Lord Outstanding Graduate Award. Deja Marie Barnes, Order of Old Kivett. Angela Barr Kennedy. Morgan Elizabeth Beatty. Tanya Marie Ann Bassina. Daniel Belo Castro. Robert Wyatt Bland. Cheyenne Summer Bond. Adam McDonald Bone. Zachary C. Bowman. Darius James Trenton Boxley. Nicholas Michael Canovai. Miller Freeman Capps, magna cum laude, Order of Old Kivett. Basil Cam Caprera. Carolyn Garrett Casey. Kevin James Klein. Weldon Lucas Coates. Benjamin Carter Cole, the Howard Memorial Christian Citizenship Award, North Carolina Advocates for Justice Student Advocacy Award. Mireya Colleen. Bria Cameron Colon. Summer Lauren Combs, magna cum laude, Order of the Barristers. Alexander Thomas Kraut. Susanna K. Davidson. John Gunn Davis, Jr. Laura Ashley De La Badia. Peyton Lindley Darrow, cum laude. Jenna Christine Donald. Clark R. Drummond, cum laude. Morgan Ray Dunn. Craig Lawrence Dye. Omaima L. Hamzawi, magna cum laude, Order of Old Kivett. Hannah Renee Eller, Pro Bono Publico Award. Gerald Ryan Elmore. Cassidy C. Elston. Brian Peter Atari, magna cum laude. John Robert Evans, magna cum laude. Benjamin Philip Ferris. Brittany Suzanne Feldock. James Harold Ferguson III, magna cum laude, Chief Justice I. Beverly Lake Jr. Constitutional Law Award, ALI CLE Scholarship and Leadership Award. Sarah Jessica Flessner. John Carroll Garrett III. Grace Leanna Glover. Kenya Marie Glover, cum laude. National Association of Women's Lawyers Award, Order of the Barristers. Lawrence Dale Graham, Jr., cum laude, Order of Old Kivett. Matthew Brian Grice. Trevor Shaw Guyton. Colin Bryce Hardy. Madeline Elise Harrison. Thomas Robertson Harvey III, cum laude. Haley Joe Haynes. Courtney Autumn Haywood. Hannah Nicole Hine. Madeline Van Leer Helms. Myron Taylor Hill III. Ian Matthew Hobbs, Order of the Barristers. Abigail Holt. Hunter Robertson Holtzclaw. Guadalupe Viane Howell. We love you, Lupe. Clifford E. Howie, cum laude. Hunter Elizabeth Hurst. Brandon Devon Irabor. Order of Old Kivett. Sarah Izell, magna cum laude, Order of Old Kivett. Catherine Marie Juros, cum laude. Matthew Alexander Jones, Master of Trust and Wealth Management, Lundy Fetterman School of Business. Joanna Margaret Kelly. Sherilyn Victoria Knox. Joseph Allen Kaiser, cum laude. Shannon Camille Morrison Lackey. Savannah Elaine Lavender. Allison Caroline Layton. Daniel Quentin Leake II. Mary Caitlin Lee. Michael Taylor Logan. Rebecca Ann Phillips Memorial Award. Olivia Ann Lowry. Lucia Claudia Malaver. Mackenzie Grace Mazzarelli. Megan Elizabeth Matthews, Dean's Outstanding Improvement Award. Cristiano Luis Mendez. Adam Michael Miller, Outstanding Clinical Student Award. Kathleen Leah Miller, Order of Old Kivett. McNair Ballou Moore, cum laude. Ronald Eric Morin II. Allison Margaret Morris. Samuel Tatum Morris, magna cum laude. Virginia Scott Mitchell Mutter. Daniel Alexander Winton Nelson, Order of the Barristers, International Award of Trial Lawyers. Jane Frances Knoll. Megan Maureen O'Connor, magna cum laude. Catherine Cindy Orndorff. Sydney Paige Overby. Allison Elizabeth Owens. Ava Panayotova. Matthew Grayson Parker, summa cum laude. Third Year Academic Achievement Award, Jesse and Elizabeth Leonard Valedictorian Award. Caroline Virginia Parrish, magna cum laude. William James Patterson. Robert Chase Pearson, cum laude. Dane William Petticord. Christian James Peterson. Sophie Rosanna Plott. Harrison Teasley Preddy. John Price. Aubrey Quinley. Sydney Lynn Reynolds. Kermit Wesley Robinson. Justin Tyler Rogers. Brooke Mallory Rutherford. Lexus T.L. Sanders Najai. Robin Nicole Sanders. Troy Eugene Schultenkemper, cum laude. Monica Lane Sessoms. Adela Grace Schaefer. Deborah Hanley Chartle, cum laude. Michaela Shaw. Madison Brooke Sides, Order of Old Kivett. Kaylin Nichelle Simmons. Robert Gray Simmons. Savannah Singletary, magna cum laude, Saffron Moot Court Award, Order of the Barristers. Rebecca Keating Scahan, magna cum laude, Order of Old Kivett. Olivia Bridges Smith. Seth Robert Smith. Elizabeth Marguerite Snow, cum laude, Master of Business Administration, Lundy Fetterman School of Business. Kimberly Ann Snyder, cum laude. Joshua R. Steedley, Order of the Barristers. Wesley Allen Stewart, magna cum laude. Mackenzie Taylor Stokes. Ollie Hawes Strickland. Macy Brianne Stutz, cum laude, Order of the Barristers. Morgan Desiree Swink. Cara Beth Tierbach. Timothy Nathaniel Tomzak. Alex Timothy Turner. Sarah Elizabeth Tyree. Brianne Lee Van Apeldoorn. Derek Wayne Voss. Monica Taylor Gibbs Vino. Ashlea Turner White. Danielle Wilbur Allen, magna cum laude. Baker Williams, cum laude. Dylan McCrae Willis, cum laude. Chelsea Lee Wilson, Order of the Barristers. Lauren Ashley Wilson, North Carolina Advocates for Justice Student Award. Jessica Lynn Weinbrenner. Evan Womble, magna cum laude. Amber Lee Yantz. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you this, your class of 2021 of Campbell University School of Law. Good job, Jans. At this time, we will now move to the conferral and awarding of LLM certificates from Nottingham Law School. I will read a short message from Deputy Dean Matthews Homewood, and then Dean Leonard will present the names of those receiving their LLM certificates from Nottingham Law School. Campbell graduates, I am sorry I cannot be with you today to celebrate your huge achievements. It's a special day and one that I have been fortunate enough to share with friends and colleagues at Campbell in the past and hope to do so again in the future. The experiences you have had at Campbell and the outstanding training delivered has prepared you exceptionally well for your legal careers. I hope that you have a fantastic day and enjoy celebrating with your friends and families. I would also like to congratulate those who are being awarded their LLM. Presenting students with opportunities and preparing them to embrace them is something Campbell excels at. The dedication, commitment, and diligence demonstrated by those graduating with their LLM today is truly impressive. The LLM is a very challenging academic degree characterized by the submission of a high-quality, independent-led, substantial research paper done under the supervision of an academic expert. With this in mind, this provides an opportune moment to announce the recipient of the Dean's Excellence Award in recognition of the outstanding submission of the academic year. I am delighted to announce that the 2021 recipient is William Cameron III. At Nottingham Law School, we consider ourselves fortunate to share the journey of and work with Campbell students, and we take great pride in a relationship that continues to grow. We're extremely proud of your achievements and delighted that you are part of the Nottingham Law School community. I look forward to seeing you soon. Matthew. Dean Leonard will now confer and award LM degree graduates from Nottingham Law School.
We have 5 recipients today. With the express delegation of the Dean of Nottingham Law School, she has authorized me to confer her degree on these recipients. And if you would again be hooded in place, and as we did before, come across the stage and receive your LLM degree. Sophie Rosiana Plott. Robin Nicole Sanders. Michaela Shaw. Elizabeth Marguerite Snow. One of the unique aspects of this degree is that we invite members of our state judiciary to also join our students in Nottingham. So our final recipient today is Judge April Wood from the North Carolina Court of Appeals. During his lifetime, Senator Sam Ervin was the most popular high school graduation speaker in our state. He had 3 speeches, which he rotated. Standing in line to process in at a small rural high school in western North Carolina, a young man came up to him and said, "Senator, I graduated 2 years ago. Your speech was the best I ever heard. I remember every word." The senator said, "What did I talk about?" The young man replied, "It was the responsibilities of a good citizen." Senator Ervin looked in his pocket, turned to the principal and said, "You got to hold up this line. I have to go back to my car." Luckily, our vibrant law school gives me so much material that I never need to repeat from year to year. The law school is the largest we've ever been, with more than 500 students. And under the leadership of Dean Morgan Cutright, our applicant pool for next year is credentialed and up 20%. With meticulous planning and ruthless enforcement, we were able to teach our students and seat this entire year. We had few cases, and no member of our community was ill enough to be hospitalized. Deans Zeke Bridges, Dan Tilley, and our Dean of COVID, Evan Grant, made that happen. In the midst of a pandemic, and thanks to our Director of Bar Support, Shay Hines Glick, 93% of our graduates last summer passed the bar exam. I just certified to our accreditor that 10 months after graduation, 92% of them were employed, thanks to Dean Kayla Taylor and her staff. We have dramatically increased the reach of our Blanchard Community Law Clinic under the direction of Professor Ashley Campbell. With a major gift from Bob and Pat Barker, we are taking the lead in implementing the Second Chance Act, which now gives close to 1 million North Carolinians with minor criminal records a chance to clean them up so they can have a better chance at jobs and housing. In response to recent studies that the greatest unmet need for people who cannot afford lawyers is family law, a major gift from Raleigh attorney Carol Gaylor will allow us to launch a family law clinic in downtown Raleigh this fall. Under the leadership of Professor Kevin Lee and with financial assistance from the Wicker family, we are launching an innovation institute to explore where technology and artificial intelligence are taking our profession. In conjunction with our School of Education and implementing the vision of Professor Lisa Lukasik, we are launching a dual law degree and master's in education degree that is heavily law intensive for graduates who want a career like mine in educational administration. Under the guidance of Professor Lucas Osborne, we are launching nationally a virtual certificate in patent law for people who need additional expertise in that area, but not a full degree. With Professor Tony Giotto at the helm, our storied competitive advocacy program continued its winning ways in a virtual environment, capturing 2 national championships, making it to the finals of 3 others, and winning 4 regional championships. We are one of the 16 schools in the country who have now been invited to send our top student lawyer to Texas to compete for the coveted title of Top Gun, the best student lawyer in the country, which we have won twice already. Next Monday, with the design help of world-renowned sculptor and artist Thomas Sayer, whose oak tree on the side of the convention center is our backdrop today, we will break ground on an outdoor classroom on our campus that I predict will be the coolest meeting place in Raleigh. We want to be a diverse and inclusive law school We've begun an engagement with perhaps the best consultant in the nation, Dean Russell McLean of the University of Maryland, to methodically translate that aspirational goal into action. Every graduation is a time of transition, and this year marks the retirement of Professor Roger Manis, who for a dozen years has led our senior law clinic with vision and tenacity. And finally, we are becoming the dominant law school in the public life of our state, and the numbers show it. Today, more sitting North Carolina judges graduated from this law school than any other. And stay tuned, because we have some more bold moves coming. Graduates, take confidence in what we've given you. We have taught you to analyze an issue thoroughly, write persuasively, and stand on your feet and comfortably defend your position. With our rigorous curriculum, you have mastered most substantive areas of the law, and you have learned to work under deadlines that are real. Hopefully, you have experienced competition here that is fair but not cutthroat. We have encouraged you to learn leadership by taking charge of and running the student groups and activities that we offer. We have taught you to trust your own moral compass when others propose shortcuts. And we have put you out in this community in externships, clinics, pro bono initiatives, and mentorships to learn how the practice of law works. And in this pandemic, we have asked you to reach deep and find a level of resilience and flexibility that we have never asked before. And it will stand you in good stead. You are ready. And finally, this. Remember, your life is no longer a series of short sprints measured by semesters and exams and holidays and summer breaks. It is now a marathon, and there will be hills and there will be valleys. The trick is to recognize and respond to the different terrains as you come to them, so that at the end you can look back with satisfaction and say, that was a life well lived. After this year's valedictorian, Matthew Parker, delivers our benediction, I would ask you to remain standing while the platform party and faculty depart, and then exit in a responsible and socially distanced manner. Thank you for joining us on this joyous day. If you would please stand for the benediction.
This is a time to be thankful. This is a time to turn our eyes towards the future. And this is a time to humble ourselves before the Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, let us go to the Lord in prayer. Lord, thank you. Thank you for allowing us to follow our dreams. Thank you for our families. Thank you for Campbell University. Thank you for our professors. And thank you for giving us strong minds for us to put to use as lawyers to do your will. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Lord, thank you for those sound minds. And we ask you to give each of us the wisdom not to misuse that power. Lord, thank you for allowing us to gather together today to fellowship and share in our achievements with our friends and families after more than 1 year of a pandemic coupled with oppressive government restrictions. We thank you for the blessing of being here today. And Lord, thank you for the opportunity to receive degrees and soon become lawyers. But also let us remember that Jesus reproached the Pharisees for being hypocrites. And after he reproached the Pharisees, he said, "Woe to you also, lawyers, for you load men with burdens hard to bear, and you yourselves do not touch the burdens with one of your fingers. Woe to you, lawyers, for you have taken away the key of knowledge. You did not enter in yourselves, and those who were entering in you hindered. Lord, let us be unlike the hypocritical Pharisees. Let us not be lawyers who load men with burdens hard to bear, if we are ourselves unwilling to bear those same burdens. Let us seek true knowledge, your knowledge and not our own. Let us not be hypocrites. Let us be pillars of our communities and paragons of virtue. Lord, keep us from sin, especially those sins that are all too common in the legal profession, including drug abuse, alcoholism, gambling, sexual immorality, and dishonesty. Let us instead be like Jesus and carry your justice and your mercy into the world with humility and a long-suffering heart. Lord, let us work hard, work honorably, and win the cases that you will us to win. Let us lose the cases that you will us to lose. And when we lose, let us lose gracefully and honorably, remembering your promise. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope in a future. And Lord, let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. Lord, you've begun a work in each of our hands, and we have faith that you will give us the strength to finish it. Bless all who are here today, and send us home safely and in peace. And send us out into the world today to do your will wherever we may go. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Thank you.